I would like to call to order the Board of Education meeting for June 16, 2026. The board will now hear public comments on closed session agenda items. If you are here in person and wish to speak, please ensure you have already submitted a blue speaker request form. If you are joining us via Zoom, please press the raise hand button now. We are currently finalizing the speaker list. To ensure consistency for all participants, we will only recognize the Zoom hands raised at this moment. Once we begin, the queue will officially close and no additional speakers will be added. The board will not respond to questions during public comments. Are there any speakers? Thank you. The board will now convene to close session. Thank you. Good evening. The board will now reconvene to open session and report out from closed session. Open session of the Board of Education meeting is live on YouTube. Visit the NHUSD Board of Education webpage for the link. Related to closed session item 3A, the board took action in closed session on matters related to one employee complaint appeal. For employee number 7290, the board took action by a 5-0 vote to accept and uphold the findings of an investigation into an employee's complaint appeal. Relative to item 3B and 3C, the board took no action. Committee members may email public comments before each meeting using the address on our webpage. For tonight, the board received one email comment. Public comments on non-agenda items will be heard during agenda item number 6, and comments on agenda items will be heard during agenda item number 7. If you are attending in person and wish to speak, please ensure you have already submitted a blue speaker request form. If you are joining via Zoom, please press the raise hand button now. We are currently finalizing the speaker list. To ensure consistency for all participants, we will only recognize the Zoom hand raised at this moment. Once we begin, the queue will officially close and no additional speakers will be added. The board will not respond to questions during public comments. Trustee Gonzalez, could you lead us in the pledge? Thank you.
Please rise. Right hand over the heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Someday.
May I have roll call, please? Here?
Here.
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 Here, thank you. May I have a motion and second to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please. Aye.
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 Aye, thank you. Trustee Irby, could you please read it, land acknowledgement? Thank you.
Certainly. We want to open this meeting by acknowledging with respect and love that the land we are on today is the traditional ancestral homeland of the Ohlone Chochenyo First People. We recognize and thank the Ohlone people as the original stewards of this land. Indigenous people must not be spoken about in past contexts as if they left on their own accord, when the real causes were white supremacy, manifest destiny, and U.S. colonization. By recognizing we stand on the occupied indigenous territory of the Ohlone people, we recommit ourselves to listen to Native leadership and stand in solidarity with people struggling against systems of oppression throughout the world, past and present.
Thank you, Trustee Irby. Are there any blue cards for topics that are not on the agenda?
Yes, there are. The first speaker is JP Sahi.
Good evening, Superintendent Thompson and members of the board. We all know who I am. I'm Jatinder Kaur Sahi, and I'm a parent of a former Cesar Chavez Middle School student, and I've been actively involved in the New Haven School District for many years. I served as chair of the School Site Council at CCMS, and in 2013, I had the privilege of serving on the committee that renamed AMS to IVC Middle School. Through that experience, I learned that school names are more than words on a building. They are lasting symbols of our values, our history, and the communities we choose to recognize. Tonight, the board will consider resolution number 069-2526, designating August 2026 as celebrating Identity and Diversity Month. The resolution honors the diverse backgrounds, identities, and contributions of the students, families, and staff who make New Haven such a vibrant community. I commend the board for bringing forward this resolution because representation matters. Students should see themselves reflected not only in our classrooms and curriculum, but also in the names that define our schools. As someone who served on the 2013 renaming committee, I also believe that committees entrusted with making recommendations on school names should reflect the diversity of our district they represent. A diverse committee brings different perspectives, experiences, and voices to the discussion and helps ensures that all communities feel included in the process. This is why I support renaming CCMS to Jaswant Singh Kalra Middle School. As someone who participated in the IVC renaming process, I know these decisions are about more than a name. They are about ensuring that every student feels seen, valued, and included. If we are truly committed to celebrating identity and diversity, then we must also be willing to recognize the diverse communities that make up our district and ensure that those communities have a voice in the process that reshape our schools. Thank you.
Next speaker is Dr. Jatpreet Sahi.
Superintendent, good evening, board members. I've been here a couple of times before asking about naming of the Cesar Chavez School to Jaswant Singh Kalra. As we know, that has been postponed because process was not clear or process was not being followed. As you may have noted that some citizens were objecting that they were not given enough notice, they could not give enough input. While that is important that we should take input from all the citizens, it is also, I think, important that the renaming committee that's constituted should represent all the citizens and the diversity of the Union City. At the moment, the way we saw the committee when there was a meeting held in the Cesar Chavez School about the renaming, that was not apparent. Not all the communities were being represented in the committee. I would request you to reconstitute that committee, making sure everybody is represented. And then thorough discussion is held about naming, citizens' input is taken, and then that naming committee that includes representation from everybody presents a name to you that you can consider. At this point in time, I don't think that committee does represent everybody. So please consider reconstituting that committee. Thank you.
Next speaker is Gurcharan Mann.
Good evening, Superintendent and Board. I spoke a couple times and I want to say a few words that the Punjabi community has been contributing to the United States since 1989. Over the years, our community has played an instrumental role in strengthening the local, state, and national economy. We take pride in being active and responsible member of the society and sincerely appreciate the opportunity for recognizing at the local level. In this spirit, we respectfully request that Cesar Chavez Middle School be renamed in honor of Jaswant Singh Kalra, whose legacy and courage, human rights advocacy, and service continue to inspire communities around the world. We believe that this recognition would not only honor his contribution, but also reflect the diverse heritage and value of our community. Thank you. And we also need to know when the town hall meeting gonna happen. We need in advance so we can prepare.
Do you know what's causing that static? Maybe just take a quick look, see if there's something, I don't know. Well, yeah, that's because they turned it off. All right, Frank, I think we'll just persevere. We only have a few more cards in this. It's okay. We'll get it fixed. All right, next speaker is Raj Kar.
Good evening, Superintendent Thompson and members of the board. I am not sure what the exact timeline is looking like. I know there's been quite a few discussions in the previous meetings about potentially adding a town hall, community discussion, additional outreach. I'm not sure if there's going to be further discussion, but nonetheless, I will still be there advocating for our cause. Tonight, I urge you to support renaming this school in honor of Bhai Jaswant Singh Khalda once again. In my previous messages, I have spoken a lot about Bhai Jaswant Singh Khalda's life and legacy, but tonight I want to focus on inclusion and representation. Union City is home to a large and growing Punjabi community. We are your neighbors, your teachers, your students, your parents, taxpayers, and business owners. We're an important part of the city and the school. Earlier this year, the Punjabi Parent Advisory Group hosted the first Punjabi graduation celebration, attended by a lot of you board members. That event demonstrated hopefully to you the pride, engagement, and presence of our community within the New Haven School District. When we talk about inclusion, it's not a limited resource. When we honor one group's contributions, we're not taking any recognition away from anyone else. The values represented by Jaswant Singh Khalda are courage, justice, and service. These are all values that belong to all of us. Naming a school after him will not erase anyone's history. It would add another chapter to the story of our diverse community in the New Haven School District. Representation matters. When students see themselves reflected in the institutions around them, they develop a stronger sense of belonging. I respectfully ask you once again to support the renaming and recognition of the contributions of the Punjabi community in New Union City and New Haven schools. Thank you.
Next speaker is Navnor Kar.
Good evening, Superintendent Thompson and members of the board. My name is Navnor Kaur, and I am a student in the New Haven Unified School District. I'm here tonight to support the renaming of CCMS to Jaswant Singh Khalda Middle School. For many students, school is more than a place to learn. It is where we develop our identity, build confidence, and discover where we belong. The names displayed on our schools tell students whose stories are valued and whose contributions are remembered. Our district is made up of students from many different backgrounds and cultures. When students see their communities reflected in the schools they attend, it sends a message, a powerful message, that they matter and that they are an important part of our shared community. Jaswant Singh Khalda dedicated his life to standing up for human rights, truth, and justice, even when it came at his great personal cost. His courage, integrity, and commitment to helping others are qualities that every student can learn from, regardless of their background. Choosing this name would not only honor an extraordinary individual, but it would also demonstrate our district's commitment to recognizing the diversity of our students and families it serves. Representation is not about one community over another. It is about making sure every student knows they have a place here and that their story is part of the history we celebrate. I respectfully ask you to support the renaming of CCMS to Jaswant Singh Khalda Middle School. Thank you.
Do a quick swap here. Thank you. Next speaker is Ekimjot Sahi.
Good evening, Superintendent Thompson and members of the board. My name is Ekamjot Kaur and I am a former student of Cesar Chavez Middle School. I'm here tonight to support the renaming of CCMS to Jaswant Singh Kalra Middle School. When I attended CCMS, I learned about many important leaders and historical figures who shaped our world. Their stories taught me the importance of courage, service, and standing up for what is right. They showed me that one person can make a difference and inspire a positive change. One quote that has always stood out to me is from Maya Angelou. We should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value. I believe that quote reflects the strength of our district. New Haven Unified is made up of students and families from many different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. Each community contributes to the rich tapestry of our schools, and every student deserves to feel seen, valued, and respected. That is why representation matters. When students see their cultures, histories, and communities recognized, it sounds a powerful message that they belong and their stories matter too. As a former CCMS student, I know how meaningful it would be for future students to walk into campus and see a school name that reflects the diversity of the district they call home. It would remind them that leadership comes from many backgrounds and that anyone can make a positive impact on the world. Jaswant Singh Kalra's legacy of courage, human rights, and service embodies the values we strive to teach in our schools. Renaming CCMS after him would not only honor an inspiring individual, but it would also recognize the diversity of students and families who make up the district. The community has spoken clearly in support of this name, and I respectfully ask the board to honor the support by renaming CCMS to Jaswant Singh Kalra Middle School. Thank you.
Next, Maria Caceres.
Good evening, board. So my static's gone, right? I came here tonight as a member of the committee, not to represent the committee because we are not prepared tonight to share the work we've done so far. We know that that's coming. We've been asked to do more outreach and we are committed to doing that. We feel very strongly that we are able to do that in a pretty quick amount of time. There's no need for it to drag on for months and months and months. We brainstormed all the ways that we can successfully fulfill that requirement. So be assured that that is going to happen. What I want to speak to you about is the time amount given to this process. As an administrator of 2 middle schools here, 2 high schools, as an activity director, an assistant principal, a house principal, and a principal, I can tell you that next to academics, providing safety and community is the next important thing. Middle school students are very vulnerable. They are susceptible to peer pressure. There's way more information running to them than ever before. We feel that building community is a critical part of their safety and their well-being. And in order to do that, this process has to be completed sooner rather than later. Having a name, having an identity, having a philosophy, having a brand, if you will, helps the staff and the school create a world for them that is positive, that represents many aspects of the community, and we want to see that happen sooner rather than later. It cannot happen obviously now before school begins, but it can happen soon after that. And so if we are allowed to do all the things that we want to get the representation, we believe we can have something for you when you return in August, and that's what we're asking for. Thank you.
Any speakers on Zoom? Okay, no more speakers.
Right, thank you. Are there any blue cards on topics on the agenda?
No.
Thank you. And do we have a report from CSEA president? Seeing none. Do we have a report from NHDA president? Seeing none. And now? The board will now hear a presentation from the Teaching and Learning Department.
Good evening, President Rapay, members of the board, Dr. Thompson. I'm John Matos. I'm your Director of Digital Services, and I'm here to provide the annual local indicators update. The state of California is appropriately very interested in making sure that California schools are productive, positive, and equitable institutions. And to that end, they collect a lot of data to monitor progress. A lot of that data is very easy to collect, test scores, attendance, things like that. But there are some of their priorities that don't necessarily lend itself to that sort of data collection. And so school districts are asked to perform self-assessments on these different priorities. And so we have to do that. And part of that self-assessment is we have to present the findings to you tonight, that the same meeting that the board would be approving the LCAP. After this meeting, I will update this information in the appropriate portal. And when you look at the dashboard on a number of the pages, you'll see the local indicators and it will say met or not met for us. So I'm going to move through the indicators and kind of explain what they are. The first one is basic condition, and this is books and buildings and teachers. Making sure that we have enough materials, our buildings are in good shape, and our folks are adequately credentialed and assigned. We're in really good shape with the instructional materials. We had no complaints. Our facilities are in fine shape, and the vast majority of our teachers are appropriately credentialed and assigned, excuse me. One of the things that we do need to monitor, like I think most school districts, are for those courses that require teachers with very specific credentials. We need to make sure that we are doing our due diligence to recruit and maintain those folks. The second priority is the implementation of state standards, which we have met. We have done a really good job with our core content, our ELA, our ELD, and math is at full implementation. We have all the instructional materials that they need, and we have systems in place for providing professional development for folks and giving them some autonomy in picking what professional development they want. We need to continue to support the implementation of the next generation science standards and our history standards, as well as some of the content that's outside the core. So VAPA, CTE, and health. And make sure that our teachers, as new and updated standards are being rolled out, that we're providing support for them for implementation. The third priority is family and parent and family engagement. We have met that. We spend a lot of energy on this. We have our family service assistants deployed at every school site. We weekly send out updates to our community in English, Spanish, and Mandarin. We have a very robust bank of resources for translation services for our staff to communicate with our family and family to our staff. We have a number of parent groups that are represented in our community, as well as we started our family collaborative at the beginning of the year with over 100 participants. We do, however, want to make sure that our parent engagement is strong across the district and make sure there's consistency. We'd like to see, we're going to make an effort to get some of our certificated staff members more engaged with the parent engagement, and also making sure our groups, our parent groups, are coordinated and doing what we can to increase participation in our workshops and advisory structures that we have in place. Priority 6 is school climate. It too has been met. We survey our students every year. This year, 93% of our students reported feeling safe coming to and being at school. And almost 90% report that they know that there is an adult on this campus that believes in them. And a little over 80% know that when there is a time when they feel like they need some support, that they believe they know how to get that support. Our students also report that that in the activities they're engaging with in the classroom, there's opportunities for collaboration and creativity, which is great. Things we still need to kind of work on is our students reporting kind of engagement and wanting to be at school. and with a special focus with secondary connectedness and also making sure that we're working to increase students' feelings of belonging in our schools. And finally, priority 7 is access to a broad course of study, which we have met. This priority is really intended to assess the district's removal of unnecessary barriers for students to participate in higher level academic courses. And so in New Haven, our students are able to self-select into AP and honors courses. We've removed a lot of the prerequisite barriers, and those have been removed for some time. We annually share with the board our equity report card, and we offer an exceptionally broad course of study that I think you're just not going to find anywhere else, especially with higher level math and whatnot. We still want to make sure that the enrollment in these very rigorous classes mirror the enrollment of our general population, and that all of our students are appropriately enrolled in those classes. We also want to make sure that those students in those classes really believe that they belong there, there's a place for them, and that this is where they should be. And finally, we want to make sure that we are providing some needed support for these high-level classes, for students in these classes. So to kind of summarize, things we want to continue to keep our eye on is strengthening student engagement and belonging, and making sure that we're increasing and strengthening our parent partnerships. We want to make sure our students understand and know that they belong in these really high-level classes, and that we're consistent in supporting the implementation of new academic standards. And that's it. Any questions?
Thank you. Trustee Kumar?
Thank you. Thank you. This was great. I have a couple questions. One was priority 6. The stats there. What was the sample size? Was it all students?
So it's students 5th grade and up.
And everyone took the survey? So when we have 93%, over 90%. Okay, great, perfect. That's great. Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
And then secondly, for priority 7, I know this was something I asked last year too. Ms. Stevens probably remembers. But in New Haven, it's been that our historically marginalized students tend to shy away from these AP honors classes because they feel isolated racially, right? And I see that we've removed prereqs, right, to remove barriers. As educators, we know, why prereqs are there. It helps students be ready for these classes, right? So 2 questions, I guess. One is, has removing the prereqs increased the enrollment in the student population in AP classes? Has it worked?
Well, those have been removed for quite some time.
Right.
So despite their removal, we're still kind of dealing with.
I see. So it hasn't had measurable.
Had the immediate kind of
Okay,
impact.
over time, maybe?
Hopefully.
Okay. And then the second question related to that is, with the prereqs removed, it's definitely harder. These are difficult classes. And it's not only removing barriers, it's providing support. And you did mention that we are providing support. Can you speak to that a little bit? What kind of support are we providing? Is there tutoring? Is there additional instruction to support these students?
Well, there is, especially in math, there is kind of student-supported tutoring, peer tutoring that we've had in place for some time. Other than that, I'm not sure what other, I don't know, Ms. Stevens?
Oh, okay.
Readiness, be able to engage in courses, and offering additional after-school tutoring beyond math.
Oh, so we do have that. Okay,
We have
great.
expanded beyond math. Our math teacher really organized
Yeah.
math support,
Right, right.
but in other content areas, we've increased tutoring services after school as well. And we purchased AP books to allow students to be able to further study on their own.
Great, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Meadows. Now we have item 10A, Measure M, Measure N Citizens Bond Oversight Committee Annual Report for fiscal year 24-25.
I can address that. So this is just an information item for the board. It's once a year they issue a report just for the board's information, and that's all it is. No action needed.
Thank you. And school facility conditions evaluation and facility inspection report 25-26.
This is the same type of report where once a year we go through and inspect all of our facilities using very structured criteria. And good news, all of our facilities fall into the good category. But again, there's no action here. It's just an information item for the board.
Thank you so much. And disposal of surplus and obsolete items for fiscal year.
The time of year where we clean house, and we have a number of curriculum-related and tech-related items that we are going to be getting rid of. And again, this is just an information item, so the board's aware of what we're doing.
Thank you so much. And items from the board and superintendent. Trustee Kumar?
So since it's summer break and school is out, there's not much happening, but I will be there tomorrow at the YCP event, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what our students created.
Thank you. Trustee Gonzalez?
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Trustee Irby?
Nothing to report at this time.
Trustee Freeburg?
Can I go after you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have.
So I'd like to share my condolences with families and friends of my dear friend Pat Kukoskos, and also of Lyle Jules, a local Filipino-American resident of our area and a brave advocate for justice and peace for all. Lyle was visiting Negros Island in his homeland of Philippines, where on April 19th, he was killed by the armed forces of Philippines. He was killed along with 18 other victims, of whom two were underage children, and one of the victims was Kai, another Filipino-American. This incident is not the first of its kind, but we do wish it to be the last. The people of Negros Island have long suffered under poverty, militarization, and state repression. Lyle's love for Filipino community brought him to Negros, and around 20% of the families that we at New Haven serve are also Filipinos. What happened in Negros affects the Filipino community and the larger New Haven community. We take the safety and well-being of all our families seriously, whether they are in New Haven or in the Philippines or any part of the world. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry.
Vice President Freeburg?
Thank you. This summer is absolutely flying by. As this is the last meeting for the summer, we won't be seeing all of you in this setting until August. Also, President Raffaele has kindly agreed to let me run a meeting in August, so stay tuned.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
I did.
Yes.
Can we discuss later?
Sure. I also want to, building on my statement in the last meeting regarding making critical decisions, I really want to encourage that we don't rush any process, especially a process that has a long-term impact. And when we're making critical decisions, it must be to prioritize our limited resources where they impact our community most directly, inside our schools, focusing entirely on student resources and classroom support. Ultimately, our community expects us to demonstrate deliberate care. With that in mind, I want to be clear about why I have some serious reservations tonight on some of the things we will be voting on. My priority will always be that our money goes towards frontline staff who directly impacts our students. A perfect example is our counselors at Logan. They are stretched super thin, supporting upwards of 400 and 500 kids per counselor. At a time when enrollment is declining and our resources are stretched incredibly thin, we must prioritize the people on the ground with our kids. That is always going to be my first priority. And to recap, some of the issues this administration and board has had this past year. lack of transparency and accountability, lack of psychological safety, staff and teachers don't feel safe, a permissive culture of disrespect, deep a performative focus on dignity and belonging, and fostering ineffective governance. Until these issues drastically change for the better, I am never going to support public money being spent in a way that does not directly support our kids and the classrooms. That's it.
Thank you, Superintendent Thompson.
Just a couple quick updates. I want to thank the Schools Foundation they applied for a grant with Kaiser for us, and we were again receiving the $25,000 grant to help fund our mental health program Daybreak. And then tomorrow night, as was previously mentioned, we have our Youth Cinema Project viewing, red carpet and all, at the Union Landing. So hope to see you all there.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. And do you have any committee reports that trustees would like to share? Trustee Gonzalez?
Yeah, I want to report out for the Mission Valley SELPA, happened June 9th last week. So first item on the agenda was for our SELPA meetings, we're having the challenge of keeping a quorum. And so we moved our governance quorum standard from 5 to 4. Next, we had and something again. SELPA is comprised of New Haven, Newark, and Fremont, and our very own Sarah Kapler. She got appointed to the chair of the state SELPA. And it just makes you kind of reinforces how good our district when we were at those events together, and how well our staff shines. And Sarah Kapler is one of those people that really shines in that meeting. Next, we also approved SELPA allocation and distribution, the budget of the 26-27. For the first time, we discussed about having a SELPA program specialist, hiring somebody to do this job. And then we looked at our compliance monitoring activities for CDE. And finally, we approved some of the events on the calendar coming up this year, like the Special Olympics. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. And Trustee Hayward?
Yeah, so New Haven Schools Foundation, we met a week ago Monday with no major updates, just some reminders. July 1st, scholarship recipients can officially begin claiming their awards. August 4th is National Night Out. Please be sure to stop by the New Haven Schools Foundation booth. October 3rd is Science in the Park. New Haven Schools Foundation is the fiscal sponsor for the Alameda County Science in the Park event. October 24th is save the date for the annual Mutt Strut. And then February 6th, save the date for the next Diamonds in Education Gala. And then a reminder that the New Haven Schools Foundation new website is launched. They have language translation options that align directly with the New Haven Unified School District site, a dedicated home for our Alumni Connection program featuring bios and images, which will build towards a robust future directory and can host reunion information and much stronger promotional tools for their fundraising events.
Thank you, Vice President Freeburg.
Just one moment.
Yes.
NBROP, our last meeting was June 12th. Our next meeting will be August 13th. we did pass our budget for 26-27 MBRP.
Thank you, trustee Irby. Now, actions, like item A, may I have a motion and second to adopt local control accountability plan, LCAP, with all sections 20, 26, 27.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. I have a motion and second to adopt proposed budget for 26-27 school year and approve resolution number 088-2526, designating certain general funds as committed fund balance.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a volunteer to read the resolution? Celebrating Identity and Diversity, August 2026. Okay, trustee Irby, thank you.
New Haven Unified School District Board Resolution, Board of Education Resolution number 069-2526, celebrating identity and diversity, August 2026. Whereas the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education is dedicated to upholding the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, embracing all members of our community, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, religion, disability, socioeconomic status, and any other protected characteristic. Whereas the board firmly believes that diverse, equitable, and inclusive school environment is fundamental to fostering academic excellence, critical thinking, and holistic social emotional growth. Whereas the board recognizes that a school community enriched by varied backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives profoundly supports students in developing a strong, positive sense of self-identity. And whereas the board remains steadfast in cultivating a safe, respectful, and empowering environment where equitable opportunities allow all students, staff, and families to achieve their fullest potential. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education hereby designates August as Identity and Diversity Month to celebrate, honor, and uplift the multifaceted experiences that our students and staff contribute to our vibrant community. And be it further resolved that the superintendent shall make every available resource to staff that will assist teachers in celebrating students' identity and diversity. Passed and adopted this 16th day of June, 2026 by the following vote.
Could we have, motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Point of order, can we specify what the motion is for, please?
This motion is to adopt resolution 069-2526, celebrating identity and diversity, August 2026.
Thank you.
So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve a collective bargaining agreement with the New Haven Teachers Association?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve the New Haven Unified School District proposal to New Haven Administrators Association 2026-27 and 27-28?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to, you skipped one item.
E?
You
D?
skipped D.
D.
I'm sorry, yes, D.
D. Okay. May I have a motion and second to approve public?
Oh, wait.
dis-
We did do, we skipped E.
We did.
We skipped,
We skipped
You
E.
skipped E.
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry,
Okay.
wait. I think it's D. D was not,
Yeah, D.
D was not
D
approved.
is the one that I said.
E was
Sorry.
approved, yeah.
May I have a motion and second to approve public disclosure of collective bargaining agreement with New Haven Teachers Association and New Haven Administrators Association and unrepresented classified employees.
Was that D?
That's D.
That's the AB 1200 document.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. We've done E, right?
E was approved.
Thank you.
Can we slow down a little when you say discussion and give us a moment?
Okay. You may have a motion and a second to approve the New Haven Unified School District, a proposal to New Haven Administrators Association 26-27 and 27-28.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Now, item G. And content for the Assistant Superintendent of Business, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and Superintendent for their contributions and quality of service. It is recommended that Governing Board approve amended employment contracts for the Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, and Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. The proposed amendments provide for, number one, the extension of each employment agreement by 1 additional year. 2, compensation adjustments aligned with compensation increases approved for the district's bargaining units. And number 3, certain additional contract modifications and benefit enhancements as reflected in the proposed amended contract and as summarized below. The general compensation increases approved for the district's bargaining units include, number 1, for 26-27, a 4% ongoing salary increase and a 1% one-time off-schedule payment, both effective July 1st, 2026. And number 2, for 27-28, a 3.5 ongoing salary increase and a 0.5 one-time off-schedule payment, both effective January 1st, 2026. Bargaining units have implemented these increases differently, including in the case of NHTA allocating portions of ongoing increases toward non-salary compensation items, such as lower class sizes. Additional proposed contract modifications include, number 1, for the superintendent, an additional 1% salary increase effective July 1, 2026, for an annual base salary of $366,845, an increase of $1,000 to the doctoral stipend, and an increase in the district's post-retirement benefit contribution from 80% to 100% from following completion of 10 years of service. And number 2, for the assistant superintendents, an increase to the annual vacation buyback options from 5 days to 7 days. In addition, in recognition of her longstanding service and many years of leadership contribution to the district, the amended contract for Ms. Stevens includes a change of title from Assistant Superintendent to Deputy Superintendent. Additional no compensation modifications are described in the attached amended contracts. May I have a motion and second to approve amended contract of the Assistant Superintendent of Business, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, and Superintendent?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have a comment. When it comes to this salary increase, I believe we should be putting district money into our classrooms rather than top-tier administrative raises. I fundamentally do not believe in granting salary increases that are not tied to performance or metrics. Right now, the superintendent and his cabinet have Me Too clauses built into their contracts. Where's the incentive to actually do better for our district when raises are guaranteed automatically for a satisfactory review? Furthermore, it creates a glaring conflict of interest when the very administration team responsible for negotiating with NHTA has these Me Too clauses built into their own contracts. For these reasons, I cannot support these salary increases tonight.
No more discussion? So all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Abstentions? Seeing none, it passes. May I have a motion and second to adopt resolution number 084-2526, contract with CMA Painting for Bernard White campus exterior repairs.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to adopt resolution number 085-2526, contract with Color New Corp for Delaney Easton Elementary School.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve district-wide safety and security project and authorization to utilize California Multiple Awards Schedule, CMAS contracts?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to ratify contract with TSE Construction for Alvarado Elementary?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve purchase of Paso por Paso ladrillos plus materials for Spanish TWDL 2026-27.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve purchase of Vista Higher Learning EL materials 2026-27.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Consent agenda items. Are there any items on which trustees have questions or need clarification or would like pull for a separate vote? Seeing none, may I have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda item 13A through 13G?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. So now, if no items are pulled, so may I have a motion and second to approve? No, this is done. Governance review. Any comments from the trustees regarding governance?
No, I will move my comment to board member consensus.
Okay. So, none, okay, so now do we have a board member consensus? Yes, trustee.
This is more of a request, Dr. Thompson. Last time we talked about the town hall being in August. Do we have a date locked in? Because if we have to spread the information and make sure community is aware.
We don't right now. A couple of the key people that need to be involved with that are on vacation. So Ramon. So
Okay.
when he gets back in early July, we'll create a new timeline.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there board trustee requests for staff?
Yes,
Trustee
I just had a question for the superintendent. I had a question regarding the mental health program. We use the online system, that we were going to get a report from Margaret Slam regarding the number of students utilizing the system.
Okay, Daybreak, is that what you're referring to?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh,
yeah.
you want a report of the number of students using it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second was, I'd like to have an opportunity to take another class, especially around parliamentary procedure. And so if staff would do the research to find whatever training that's available out there, I'd like to participate in something along those parliamentary procedures sometime in the near future.
Just for a point of order, we have consensus on the first one and a consensus on both. I don't see a problem on my end.
You have consensus?
Well, we talked about having that for the governance session. Everybody get trained. We can get a certificate in parliamentary procedure. I think that's what we're missing, though. It's been, in the last couple of board meetings, it's been obvious that some of us are not trained in that, so.
I can look up what options are available and share with the board. We can go from there for that.
So I think a couple years ago, Dr. Thompson, you did look into this and we didn't find anything. If you remember.
I do remember.
We
that.
struggled with that. Is there someone you maybe know who could present? Maybe just think about it.
Yeah, I was already reaching out to CSBA about a facilitator for our governance meeting in August. And one of the things I could incorporate of that is a refresher on parliamentary procedure.
Yes,
They normally.
that would be great.
Do you have consensus?
I think we have consensus on that. And for trustee Irby's first request for a Daybreak report, it should be not a problem, right?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Actually, I had a request. I know I've talked to you about it, John, and you mentioned in the last board meeting that we have 1,500 students in Logan at summer school. I'd be curious, like, is it credit recovery, like what the stats are? So I'd be curious to see those numbers.
Yeah, and I don't know if we had 700 initially enrolled, but I think the enrollment went up. I'm looking at Assistant Super or Deputy Superintendent Stevens. Do you know any off the top of your head?
Yeah. No, one board meeting ago, I believe you said high school was 1,500 students.
I must have misspoke. I had written on my little flyer it was 700. So
Okay.
I must have combined them inadvertently.
Yeah, I was just curious about the high school numbers because that number seemed really high. So, yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned.